Yesterday, I picked my 8-year-old daughter up from school, and before she is even fully in the car, she goes, "Mom, guess what? My teacher said that if you say yes and the principal says yes, then Salsa can be our class pet." If you're new here, Salsa is a 1,000-pound American quarter horse, so not the most practical choice for a class pet. Of course, the immediate question that follows is, so is it okay with you? And in this moment, I really appreciate that the teacher passed the buck to both me and the principal, because I know the principal has not yet been asked, so I can continue that trend. And so I say, of course, if your principal says it's okay, of course she can be a class pet. That was the right answer, and I was told that I am the best mom ever, and she immediately starts trying to make a plan for how she is going to convince her principal that this is a good idea. And so she says, I bet a lot of other kids would like that too. I should get a lot of other kids to ask her if Salsa can be the class pet, and instead we make her like a school pet. I'm willing to pass the buck on this one to the principal, but I really like her principal, and so in an attempt to help her out, I was like, kiddo, when a lot of people want something, you don't typically all have them individually go to someone. You write one letter and then have them all sign it, and that's called a petition. And this was the greatest idea she's ever heard of. So she immediately starts writing a letter that she is going to get all the kids in her school to sign, advocating for her horse becoming the school pet. When I say organizing, what I need you to understand about Ellie Jo is that she has been, no joke, making to-do lists since she was 3 years old. So she is in 2nd grade, but she reads and writes at a 5th grade level. So she was very literally, by the time we got home, drafting a letter to get everyone to sign, and then also had separate sheets of paper where she was making lists of all of her friends from after school in every grade and what class they were in. So she could go to them and then have them take little shorter versions of the letter back to their classes and have everyone in their classes sign it so that she could literally reach every kid at the school. So I pointed out too, you're going to have to figure out the logistics of how this works. You can't just ask for something and not be able to explain how it's going to work to people. So she starts coming up with the sort of stall they could put outside her classroom, and if you made it movable, then it could move around the school, and where would Salsa go during recess? A big part of this plan involved me hauling the horse back and forth at the beginning and end of every week. And I'm just letting this plan roll at this point because this is the principal's problem. This is no longer my issue. By the time bedtime rolls around, this is a full-blown plan, and I'm forcing the kid to go to bed. And part of me is incredibly proud at the natural community organization that's happening here, though I feel like that might backfire at some point for me as a parent. You want your kids to know how to organize, but maybe after they move out of your house. But anyway, I'm also mildly concerned that some part of this is going to work, and the principal is going to be like, yeah, you can bring the horse for a day, and I'm going to end up having to haul this freaking horse to school, but whatever. So I get her to go to bed. So we have succeeded for the day. For the moment, I'm still the greatest mom ever. But then this morning, she gets up and walks out of her room and says, "Mom, I've been thinking about it, and I don't think it's a good idea to bring Salsa to school as a class or school pet." And I said, "No, why? What changed your mind?" She said, "Well, I was thinking about it, and you can't hide a horse in a closet. So I'll have no way to keep her safe in an active shooter situation, and I don't want her to die. So I think she probably needs to just stay at home." And then she went and put on her shoes and got her breakfast bar, and I just